Two adorable, short-legged herding dog breeds with similar temperament, those are the Swedish Wallhound and Welsh Corgi. In this video I will tell you what are the similarities and differences between these two dog breeds. The similarities of these two breeds are most likely not coincidental. It is believed that they are closely related, you can say cousins, and that they share their ancestry. Those are pretty old dog breeds and historians cannot agree on the exact ancestry of these two breeds, but it is widely accepted that either the Swedish Wallhound was brought to Wales or the Corgi was taken to Sweden, hence the similarities between the two breeds. It is also important to say that the Welsh Corgi is not only one breed, but there are two different officially recognized Welsh Corgi breeds, the Pembroke and Cardigan. Again, both are very similar. The main differences are size, their tail, and you can also find some differences in their temperament. But let's go back to comparison of Swedish Wallhound and Welsh Corgi. They are both herding dogs and they have the typical personality trait of herding dogs, such as alertness, independence, they are quite active and they are very loyal to the herd and to its family. The Swedish Wallhound lean a little bit more to the Spitz-like temperament, while the Corgi is all herder. The Corgi is typically a little bit easier to deal with, they are a little bit more easygoing. On the other hand, the Swedish Wallhound tends to be a little bit more alert, independent and focused. It is also reported that the Corgi tends to be somewhat friendlier towards strangers, but both dogs are extremely friendly and loyal to its family and owners. Overall, there are not many differences in the temperament of those two dog breeds. Both also share relatively high energy and exercise needs. Daily longer walks, jogs, hikes and playtime sessions are must for both, so they stay healthy and happy. And what about the differences in the appearance? The Swedish Wallhound is on average slightly taller than the Corgi, but the Corgi tends to be a little bit heavier and stockier. Another difference is the coat and color. The Corgi always has short to medium long double coat which is very dense. Swedish Wallhounds may have different coats, some are relatively long, but most commonly they also have medium long double coats. Corgis have typically slightly softer and let's say fluffier coat than the Wallhound. Welsh Corgis can be found in almost any color with or without white markings. On the other hand, the Swedish Wallhound is most often found in grey, wolf-like color. That is a reason why many people call them as wolf corgis. Their fur color varies from grey, greyish-brown and greyish-yellow to reddish-brown, with darker hair on the back, neck and sides of the body. Other than that, there are not many differences between these two breeds. Both are heavy shedders and they will require a lot of brushing to minimize the shedding. No other grooming is required. Both are also predisposed to the similar health issues, which are mainly orthopedic diseases connected to their long spine and short legs. The Wallhound typically lives slightly longer than the Corgi. The average lifespan of Swedish Wallhound is around 14 years, while the average lifespan of Corgi is around 13 years. Another important difference is the rarity. It is relatively easy to find a good breeder of Welsh Corgi all around the world, but it might be almost impossible to find a breeder of Swedish Wallhound in some parts of the world, and overall, the Welsh Corgi is much more popular breed. Overall, both dogs are very similar, and if you are looking for a smaller companion dog that is pretty active, always ready for outdoor exercise, playful but also affectionate and loyal, you will not make a mistake with neither of these two dogs. Just remember, both can be a little bit stubborn, they have herding tendencies, which means they might nip and try to hurt other pets or kids, and both are pretty independent, which is why they are not total pushovers to train. If you are interested in more details about either of these two breeds, you can check out our other videos about them. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video.